like what I say, they repeat me. Yeah, look, all this money I be spending on BBs. That's why you gotta salute when you see me.
Tonight, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's a special prime-time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And a throw right sideline is complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Throwing left side, it's complete. Then he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Come on, Nat.
So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, 6th-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
A run with counter on first down, going to get about 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game.
The ball is free. Taylor lost it.
Is knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Here's Lance. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
On 2nd down now. It's Taylor. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team. That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working. I
like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. It's the fullback. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 14-0. That time a 9-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Minshew sets to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Minshew. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It's taken to the 26. Pretty move. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9.
Lance looking to throw it.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. A little juke, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
2nd down and 7.
Here's Minshew. Dancing away at the 35. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
when you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Minshew. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Minshew's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And Lambo will put this one through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Now a play fake. Lance going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A huge play there for Chicago. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Lance now on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a...
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And here now come the Falcons. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll drop to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. It'll be Minshew again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Harris Campbell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Play action. Now it's Lance. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lance now to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And this defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. And they're going to speed things up here. On play action, Lance. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The Lance going to throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
So we reach well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Connor going to get it again on second down. Down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, it's Connor, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll look to throw here. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Connor. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. James Conner, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead. It's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, here's Taylor. They juked him, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The give to Taylor. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Off of play action, here's Lance. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. And he'll give it here to his running back. Now we'll look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On first down, Samuel. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On 2nd and 11 now, Lance. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And now they'll throw with Lance. He will find his man Chase complete. Touchdown Bears! Jamar Chase, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Back to throw. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. On 2nd and inches. Minshew. A check down here to Jones. Pushing through the contact. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They'll look to run with Conner, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. James Conner with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
57 yards on the ground for him so far. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
And they move this all the way down to the 9.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bears add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Minshew, 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And this will be a Falcons 1st down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Left side caught by Diggs. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. 2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Minshew has it knocked out. Fumble. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And McPherson on for the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
81 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
McPherson now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight.
And shutting him off, now open field. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again.
And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this fourth quarter. Open man is Chase, complete.
Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Throwing on first down is Minshew. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep